Jordan 23, make it alley-oop. What is up, everybody? It is your boy Farai. Thank you once again for tuning in to another video, man. Shout out to Notification Squad. Hope you're having a great day and week. Today's video, we're going to be covering how to mix Adlibs similar to Travis Scott or like Travis Scott. We're really going to be focusing on the sends, how to get that nice, you know what I mean, added width to your main vocal as well as the background vocals. We're also going to be focusing on the vocals themselves, so all of the background vocals, and then, you know, some extra bonus stuff, and really how you can utilize all of these techniques to get a better sound overall. So yeah, man, let's get straight into it. So I'll play the track we have. This is from the Travis Scott vocal effect we did, I think in May. I would yeah, you can see the date right there, so May, and I'll play it for you, and then what we'll do is we'll solo a bunch of stuff and then really just break down each step. So stick around, smash like, you know what I mean, stay well, let's get it.
Every diamond's for my dog inside, he waiting.
Yeah, solitaire diamonds look like Pikachu. Bitch, I came up out the gutter, came up out the zoo. Bump and screw in the coupe, bitch, I got the juice. It's that Jordan 23, make it alley-oop. Get the money, then I make it do a backflip. She just said I'm ballin', but really I think I'm average. Fucking up a check, I got rid of my bad habits. Finna bring the trap back, ooh, I think it's magic. Ooh, I think they like me in my new black tee.
Taking all this money, got my screws loose.
Yeah. Alrighty, but there you go. Whole lot of chaos, wonderful orchestrated chaos going on in the background. Obviously, it is really important to have going on in your track. So what I'll do real quick is I'll mute everything that you know, we would have added or we will be adding to our track, so you can get an idea of what it sounds like without all of these effects, and then what it sounds like with the effects. So let's start off by just identifying what we have. We've got all of our background effects sends, essentially vocal sends or auxes, or whatever country you're from. We've got this cool delay. We've got some outboard tracks as well, which will mute, and then we've got all of our doubles, which will mute. So all we're really left with will be our, okay, and the effects will also mute. All we'll be left with is our main vocal, right? And that's generally what you might end up with. You might just record your main vocals and wonder, hey man, why do my tracks not sound wide and spacious like the pros? And it'll be for this exact reason. So let's play the track real quick, and then we shall then pretty much inverse what we've just done, and then only have the effects playing. So let's do that.
Every diamond's for my dog inside, he waiting.
Yeah, solitaire diamonds look like Pikachu. Bitch, I came up out the gutter, came up out the zoo. Bump and screw in the coupe, bitch, I got the juice. It's that Jordan 23, make it alley-oop. Get the money, then I make it do a backflip. She just said I'm ballin', but alright, I don't need to play anymore. It sounds kind of like stale bread in my opinion, right? It's really cool. We've got the good ingredients of the mono vocal, but it's just like, man, hip-hop needs that extra reverby, delay, Mike Dean, all that, you know what I mean? We need all that. So, you know, let's get straight into it. So now what we'll do is I'll just pretty much mute the main vocal and then unmute everything else, so that we can really get an idea of what we have. So let's just do that. We'll unmute our effects as well as our effects. We'll leave these off for now. But yeah, so just focus in on the background vocals and then all of the effects sends and that kind of thing. Actually, what I'll do is I'll just have the main vocal effects playing, so you can get an idea of that as well. So let's go for it.
Every diamond's for my dog inside, he waiting.
Yeah. Diamonds look like Pikachu. Bitch, I came up out the gutter, came up out the zoo. Bump and screw in the coupe, bitch, I got the juice. It's the Jordan 23, make it alley-oop. Get the money, then I make it do a backflip. She said I'm ballin', but really I think I'm average. Fucking up a check, I got rid of my bad habits. Finna bring the trap back, ooh, I think it's magic. I think they like me in my new black tee.
Taking all this.
So that's pretty much everything without the main vocal, and as you can see, it's really animated. There's a lot going on. So yeah, man, let's really just hone in. So I'll mute the main vocal, and then I'll also mute the beat, so we can just get an idea of what's going on. So we'll listen to now only the background vocals without effects sends. Cause I got the juice. Do a backflip. Think I'm average. Alright, you get an idea. It's crazy, it's fun. So let's get straight into it. So first off, man, one thing that I generally always do when recording any sort of rap track, if I'm recording someone, if I'm recording myself, after I've done my main vocals, and once I'm happy with the final comped main vocal, meaning I've gotten all of the takes that I like, everything is sounding good, I'm going to immediately go to do a vocal double. Now the double I want to do is always going to be a nice close sounding double. I want it to kind of sound futuristic and complement the main vocal by sitting on the sides of the main vocal. vocals. So that's the first thing I'm always worrying about. Right here, boom, we've got this doubler, and these are the effects we have on it. I'm not really going to spend too much time focusing on VSTs. I'm also focused on the overall technique that we want to apply, right? That kind of method of working. So, we have our auto tune. Generally, I'm going to hit it really hard, Travis Scott style. I might distort it, okay? So as you can see right there, we've got the air distortion, you know what I mean? So shout out to everyone who has copped this, because it is great. It's usually on sale for like 20 bucks. So for the whole kit, you get a whole bunch of stuff, no advertisement to them, but the Creative Air Suite, cool stuff. X plugins from Pro Tools. I think these ones are now not part of Pro Tools anymore, but great stuff nonetheless. So after that, man, doubler 2, okay, waves doubler 2, really cool. What we'll then do is EQ, okay, compress heavily, okay, and then use some sort of stereo widener or stereo expander to really widen up our sound. So if I was to, play that on its own, I think pretty much this would probably be the double right here. I haven't labeled anything, but because I got the juice. Okay, so our doublers are all at the bottom, funny enough. So let's just typo to fix that, and there you go. I'll just press the right click and then up, so that it's kind of sitting right under the vocal. But you can kind of hear what that sounds like. Zoo, cause I got the juice. It's really nice, it's spacious, but it's really upfront. It kind of sounds like a slap delay. For those who might not know what a slap delay is, it is pretty much reminiscent of us doing something like this. Let me just show you for the sake of this tutorial. It's kind of, let's see how long this takes to load. Okay, so a slap delay would really essentially be a really short delay. I don't know why my CPU has to spike for this. Pretty funny. But okay, so a slap delay essentially would be us creating a really short delay, something like this. So let's actually just keep the distortion and delay on. So it's kind of something like this, right? But we don't get that same source, So you know what I mean? Something like that. You can't ever really get it that smooth. So essentially that's kind of like a slap delay, but because we've got the source, we can really create this kind of futuristic, wonderful effect. And as I just showed you with the plugins, that's how we get that sound. It really comes from the doubler and the distortion. You know what I mean? So that distortion, and then them together, you get the idea. Really cool, right? So that's essentially what I want to always do. Once I've recorded my main vocals, I want to just have these on here right there. So let's just get that main vocal back.
Bitch, I came up out the gutter, came up out the zoo. Bump and screw in the coupe, bitch, I got the juice. It's that Jordan 23, make it alley-oop. Get the money. Bitch, I came up out the gutter, came up out the zoo. Bump and screw in the coupe, bitch, I got the juice. It's that Jordan.
So that's pretty much what you're going to be hearing, you know what I mean, once you've done that. So with that being done, after that, man, what I would generally add then is either a sing. So, Travis Scott's definitely going to have that cool, you know what I mean, da-da-da, and I'm pretty much sure it's this. Actually, there you go, I've labeled that. Yeah. So as you can see right there, that is pretty much the exact opposite of the doubler, right? So they kind of contrast each other. We've got one that's nice up and close, and then we've got one that's more distant. And really, I'm following the same procedure in terms of EQ and compression. As you can see right there, I've just kind of got some EQ going, some heavy compression using the Soundgodizer, and some flanger, some Fruity Panamatic to kind of make it move left and right. But most importantly now, the difference is that we're adding reverb, and that's going to create that distance. So you can see when I play the two together, right? Once we play the double and then the background, we kind of hear that division, right? And you can see our ears are able to kind of differentiate between the two, right? So that really makes it cool. It kind of adds on this really nice effect. So, pretty simple, right? Not really much going on. Auto-tune again, really going crazy. After that, man, we've got our Adlibs. Now, these are always going to complement the track, so, Backflip. And as you can see, we've got stuff kind of dabbling in and out. But nonetheless, you get the idea. Adlib is kind of aggressive. You know what I mean? It's more treble heavy. It has to fit with the main vocal. So that's kind of what I like to do, right? One close-up that sits behind in stereo. One distant one that's also heavy in stereo. And then one Adlib that kind of complements the main vocal directly. So if I was to just,
Solitaire diamonds look like Pikachu. Get the money, then I make it do a backflip. She just said I'm ballin', but really I think I'm average. Fucking up a check, I got rid of my bag.
So I was kind of sloppy, everything's all over the place. I don't generally do that, I was probably having a lot of fun, but you get the idea.
Get the money.
It complements it enough to where it's like, okay, that's the adlib, right? So the way I do that one is basically, again, just flanger, auto-tune obviously, some EQ just to get rid of all of the lows. You want to really get rid of the lows so it's more treble focused, as I said before, treble focused. If I was to disable this, you can hear the difference.
Get the money.
You know what I mean? That it doesn't sound divided up. Once we EQ that,
Get the money.
really cool. You could also go for a low pass as well,
Get the money.
but that's not as impactful, so you know what I mean. So after that, man, again, compression and then a cool ambient reverb, which is just a reverb, and you know, you could use your waves one if you like, up to you really. But yeah, you get the idea, man. Background vocals, all different, but doing kind of a similar kind of job. So if we were to play all of these soloed out, you can kind of get the idea of what's going on. Let me just make sure everything's there. So
Solitaire diamonds look like Pikachu.
and on top of that, man, once we have our sends, we'll talk about them just now, but I just want to play this for you.
Look like Pikachu. Zoo. Cause I got the juice.
You can kind of hear how they all kind of complement each other and create this nice dynamic flow behind the main vocal. Absolutely beautiful. So now, man, as you can see, I'm highlighting the sing channel. We have our sing channel going to the master channel, right, so you can actually hear it, but we also have it going to some of our vocal sends, and this is really where we get into our sends and how we can utilize them to really help enhance our vocals. So with the sing, I hope that you can hear that we actually have a delay going on in the background, right? Oh, that's Travis, right? So there you go, man. So as you can see, with the sing channel, and we also have this one right here, which we'll talk about at the end. This is the delay trigger. Just want to talk about that real quick.
Pikachu.
It's following a similar kind of method. I just want to show you the sing so we can kind of kill two birds with one stone. But you know, you get the idea, right? So kind of here it has that swing going on, right? So you know, once we've done all of our processing with the reverb and with the flanks on it, we can actually send it to a vocal send. So the way you'd set up a send, for example, let's say we said delay, right? And then I would just left click, boom, and then I'd obviously set my send amount. You don't want to go too crazy. You want it to just kind of sit in the background. So as you can see, I'm probably going for like under 30% is always a good value for me personally when I'm creating sends, unless it is parallel compression, because on parallel compression I'm going to set the output myself, so it's different there. But for sends, you want to just add a little bit of reverb, a little bit of delay. You know what I mean? If I was to obviously emphasize this, you would hear what's going on. And although that can sound cool, it pops up the track too much, so you don't want to do too much of it. But you know, really important. If I was to obviously just disable these again, it's cool, but it's really kind of thin, you know what I mean? Once we add a bit of reverb for increased length and then a little bit of delay, you know what I mean? Suddenly it sounds like, you know, the sound is hitting the walls and it sounds more natural. So, you know, with the beat, I'll play that for you so you can hear. And you know, that technique I kind of took from Travis is where you kind of rhythmically add in the dynamics of the track. So as you can see right here, what I mean by that is, you know, like it hits on beat and then it really allows the delay to kind of, you know, synchronize. You know what I mean? It's rhythmically in sync, basically. It's in sync. So you know that, you know, obviously we've got a synchronized delay. It's set to the host, so it's 85 BPM, and you know, basically just a delay send, man. Really cool, right? So yeah, I'll go more into depth in the second video. I think I have the Juice WRLD vocal effect, which is probably gonna talk about the effects ends more because I have more to actually go through. But you know, you get the idea. A bit of reverb if I was to increase this. The reverb sits really far back in the track, so it's more of a feel thing more so than an actual effect. But yeah, you get the idea, man. You know, really important to have your backgrounds in the track. We also have a bunch of sends, so if I just solo these out, you can actually hear how they actually contribute to the track. So let's mute these ones real quick.
Solitary diamonds look like Pikachu. Get the money, then I make it do a backflip.
So all of these effects that I have, as you can see, they're single tracks, have all been recorded through my Eventide H3000. It is a wonderful piece of digital analog gear that I have from the 1980s, and this is generally what's going to be used on songs, you know what I mean, on any sort of professional song. And the way that you set that up, as you can see, I still have the send here. I would generally set this up, I think it's generally on 11 and 12, and then it's going to run out my interface into there, and then come back in on this flanger channel. So as you can see, the microshift is on the flanger.
Came up out the gutter, came up out the zoo. Pop a screw in a coupe, bitch, I got the juice.
And it just sounds cool, it's crispy, it's warm, it's wow, you know what I mean? When you tuck that in behind the vocal, it's absolutely crazy. We've also got this reverb, which comes from the same unit. There are a lot of presets on here, which is pretty cool. And that's just really helping the top end of the track just kind of, you know, widen up a little bit, because it's quite a treble heavy reverb. But all of these things, man, point I'm trying to make is all of these things contribute towards how wide your vocal sound is going to be, right? As you heard at the beginning, we had that kind of card box in the middle vocal. It's the start of the track, you know what I mean? All of these popular artists have made use of these techniques, and their mix engineers have made use of these techniques to really help enhance the overall characteristic of the song. So, you know, you get the idea, man. If I was just to play everything together, right? So we haven't listened to everything together without the main vocal, and then with the effects as well. So you can really get an idea of what's going on. So let's just unmute everything, and let's take a listen.
Every diamond's for my dog inside, he waiting, yeah.
So as you can see right there, super important, right? Amazing stuff. What else I want to show you? Just the low pitch shift is a preset as well. As you can see, all of these are individual presets. 248, 321 is famous. You know, 56, 256 is then a low pitch. So if you want to hear that real quick. Super cool, right? But yeah, man, that's pretty much all I wanted to show you in this video. I will do another video really focusing in on the vocal sends. I know every few months I should do one of those videos to really help you guys and girls understand how you can make use of these to really also enhance your tracks. But definitely check out the full video to this. Just search for the producer Travis Scott. You will find the latest one, or the most recent one will be this vocal effect. Definitely check that out. Check the purchase link in the description as well as check out my vocal mixing course, vocal recording course, vocal enhancer. All the goods will be found in the description to really help you become a better engineer. You can actually make money out of this and start a career. But yeah, man, hope you have a great day. As I said, have a great week. I'll check you out next time. Keep working. Peace out.